I don't think I've told you this story, or told anyone for that matter. When I was a child, about 8 or 9, I would have a nightmare. I would always wake up covered in my sweat. Sometimes I would wake up in the midst of pissing myself. It was truly horrifying, and to this day, I still haven't come to terms with it. I guess, in a way, this is my therapy. So, here it is. I would be standing on a bridge in a thick fog. Suddenly, a pair of headlights pierced the fog. I turned towards the approaching lights, and through the thick fog, I saw my mom driving the truck, and the passenger seat was my father. Then I noticed the thing behind my mother. It was a black mist, and somehow, it had eyes. They were glowing red, and they were the only discernible features on this thing. It put its hands on my mom's shoulders, and slowly her face began to distort. Her face seemed to get longer, and her teeth began to turn into fangs. Her hair started to fall out in large clumps. Her eyes then started to turn into a sick liquid black. My dad quickly took off his seatbelt and opened the window. He stuck his head out and screamed my name, telling me to get out of the road. Everything went in slow motion as I was coming out of the sleep. I tried to run, but everything was slow, and I found it extremely hard to move my limbs. At this point, I began to piss myself, as I see my dad jump out the window of the car and off the bridge. Sometimes I would wake up at this point, but in the off chance that I stayed asleep, I would see my mom's face as she rams the truck into me. Her face was pure evil. I would be hit and pushed under the truck. I could feel all the pain in my body. It was so real. I was at a position where I could see the license plate as the truck drove off. 783286M. This was the farthest the dream would ever go. But that's not the end of the story. When I was at the age of 10, my dad committed suicide. He jumped off a bridge. The following year, on the anniversary of my father's suicide, my mother took me to the site where my, quote, pathetic father did the act of a coward. I had never seen my mother so upset, so angry. She was driving like a maniac, swerving to each side of the road. I was surprised that the police hadn't pulled her over. We parked next to where my father's wallet and cell phone were recovered the day he took his life. My mom got out of the car to see the same thing my father saw in the last moments of his life. That fast, horrid river. My mom started to stomp and scream. She even ripped out chunks of her own brown hair. She went running into the street, only to hear the horn of an oncoming truck. The truck tried to dodge her, but failed. She was killed instantly. The truck tried to dodge her, but in doing so, it turned to my direction. As I sat in my parked car, it collided with me, and I felt extreme pain through my body. A fire started near me. Through the intensifying smoke, I found the license plate of the truck. It must have flung off during the collision and severely cut my hand, blood now covering the seat. I looked at it and saw the number on the license plate. 783286M. I did my best and did manage to get myself out of the car, as it ignited in searing black flames. And I could have sworn that I saw a pair of red eyes in the rising pitch black smoke rising from the wreckage.